real nigga vibes. Real recognize, real nigga vibes. Real nigga vibes, real nigga vibes. Real recognize, real nigga vibes. She gone sus, frauding the people, Elon Musk. I'm a soldier vet, a war walker, reconstruct. Keep a bomb butt, blonde slut, ballerina swan cuff. Still slap a Kanye out of his Uncle Tom Tux. Bronze tough, got that top back, LeBron cut. Firearm tuck with these palms touch, all qualms crushed. Conduct, make your mom blush with a Le'Veon rush. Accidental killer who gone dumb, I'm the wrong clutch. Long stuff, niggas indigenous, name is Strong Puffs. King Kong nuts, I fly solo with Hans Luck. Nissan truck, she's Sean Gus with Smack 10. You can't see the pic, but read the caption. Real nigga vibes, real nigga vibes. Real recognize, real nigga vibes. Real nigga vibes, real nigga vibes. Real recognize, real nigga vibes. Joe Mob, dog. You heard it here. Coming back at y'all for another week. Krown360. I am your one half host, Joe Mob.
I am your one half host, Cool Hunter.
All right. And what you was hearing though was, you know what I'm saying, real nigga vibes by yours truly. You know what I'm saying. The mixtape, Godflow Joe, is going to be on its way. It's coming very soon. You know what I'm saying. So stay tuned. That joint was cranking, if I might say so myself. You know what I'm saying. But we gonna start this joint off with this highly anticipated weekend that a nigga job, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to say endured, you know what I'm saying, because I'm grateful for every day I had, though.
What's up, Nicky? What's up, Nicky?
You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, Avengers came out, you know what I'm saying?
I still ain't see this shit yet, but we gonna talk about it.
Damn, man, this nigga here. But I watched the joint, you know what I'm saying? I watched it, I was such a motherfucking geek off the shit. I watched it, like, I think it was like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, nigga, like, on the Fire Stick, of course.
I'm about to say, so now you fuck with the vendors, but not enough to put the money in their pocket.
Nigga, fuck them. What they ever do for my community, nigga? Shit,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm watching the joint. I'm gonna tell you, I like the shit. I'm gonna tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I like the shit. Now, my beef with the movies, though, you know what I'm saying, is they be playing with the Hulk, son. They be playing with the Hulk. I don't like how they be playing with the Hulk. The Hulk is supposed to be this nigga without a conscience, a nigga that's ripping motherfuckers apart. Mm-hmm. And in this day and age, bro, I mean, in these last 2 Avengers movies, bro, they just bullshitting this nigga, bro.
Like, and it's weird. I haven't seen the new one, right? But it's weird. The first thing I thought from the last movie, I was like, well, if you, from an Avengers standpoint, just call the Hulk. He's indestructible. You can't stop him. Have him fight Thanos and at least see what he does.
But
like,
see,
how hard that?
But see, Thanos had the Infinity Stones, brother. You don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was.
I'm talking about in the process, though. I ain't talking about at the end.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like while he's trying to get the Infinity Stones, he's the dude you need to set him up to wreck.
Yeah.
Like, you remember how they had Doctor Strange and the Guardian of the Galaxy people when they was on that planet fight him? He still beat them.
Right.
I think that's how he got the Time Stone.
Okay.
But I'm thinking in my mind, like, why hasn't Hulk's number been called? Like, who's the coach in this Avengers game?
Bruh, like, I don't know if it costs too much money to do the shit for the nigga.
He said Hulk ain't want no smoke. My man French said Hulk ain't want
He
no
didn't
smoke.
know, you know what I'm saying? That's not like the Hulk.
You want to see it, though.
You say what?
You want to see
I
it.
want to see it, though,
you
bro.
See it regardless.
Y'all got Deadpool over here killing motherfuckers. God damn, the Hulk was bodying niggas in the comic book, bro. I'm trying to see that shit, bro. I hope, you know what I'm saying, when y'all bring Wolverine into this new motherfucking Avengers shit, I hope y'all don't pussyfoot with this nigga. I hope y'all show this nigga body. Yeah, bro. Yeah, because Marvel bought the rights to all the characters that Fox had owned. So that's Fantastic Four, X-Men.
They getting Bama's back that they already had.
Yeah.
They kind of bringing it back under one umbrella.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they going to be into, so in the Avengers universe, them niggas, you about to start seeing them niggas in the movies later to come. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they do them niggas right. You know what I'm saying? So, but for all in all, for that movie to be 3 hours long, and I was still interested I didn't fall asleep not one time.
That's one huge part. Like, there's not many 3-hour movies that can hold your attention.
It's not, bro.
I think Marvel got that one.
Yeah,
they
bro.
They got a hold on that one.
For real, because I remember Transformers, the last one, when that shit was long as fuck, nigga.
Well, you know, I think their storyline kind of waned in a sense.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true.
You know,
that's true.
And
that's
I
a
think
good point.
The transforming on the
that's a good point.
The screen is what fucked them up. Like, you can't watch that shit in 3D.
Yeah, yeah. It's too much going on.
It's too much going on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's where they kind of got played out in a sense.
Nah, that was a good point. But motherfucking, then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? So I watched that on Friday and shit. I watched that Friday and Saturday, and I'm gearing myself up to watch Jon Snow and the Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying?
Game of Thrones, man.
And,
GOT.
Bro, let me tell you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I watched an hour and 38 of intense entertainment. 38 minutes, bro, of hour 38 of pure pleasure. Now,
I gotta talk about some shows I've been watching.
Fuck it. Hey, but
I'm not cutting you off though.
Okay, but all I'm gonna say is my gripe with that, because the 8 seasons I've been watching this show, right?
Right.
They've been building up. Imagine me talking about this nigga like I'm training to fight this nigga for 8 years, right? And I'm like, dog, I can't wait to fight this nigga. And then all of a sudden, bro, you fight this nigga and the nigga just gone. It only took 5 minutes to fight the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was I training for 8 years for?
It's like sex in a sense sometimes. It's like you do all the work to get the draws, and then you get in the draws. Well, not me. I'm talking about y'all niggas. But you know, like you get in the draws, and you stand up for 7 minutes, man.
Yeah,
Like, I'm done, man.
It happens to the best of us, honey. Go ahead.
Except for
Don't
me.
do that. Don't do that. Don't
Except
do
for
that.
me.
Nigga, you know damn well you had moments where you had to apologize at one time. You had to tell a bitch you were sorry at one time.
I still got a couple, like, you know, I call them redeemers.
Redeemers. Okay.
Like,
Call it
if
what
I
you
ever get the
will.
draws again, like, I'm gonna hit it with my shoes tied tight. Like, I'm not playing around.
If you live long enough, at one moment or another, you have looked at your dick and said, "Why, bro? Why didn't you do what I told you to do?" You know what I'm saying? I threw you the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
it's been those times, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like I said, every dog has his day of that regard. Every dog has his day of that regard.
But the Night King, bro.
Night King.
They took him out.
That's the Blue Bammer.
That's the Blue Bammer, bro. They took him out in one episode, bro. How you gonna take out the Night King in one episode, nigga? He didn't even swing. Bro. Dog. Okay, Arya did her thing, but bro, all I'm saying is Night King.
He been kind of terrorizing shit.
I don't
even watch Game of Thrones, but I can tell like he got the vicious Skeletor vibe. That might have been too old for some of y'all, man.
Yeah, you just showed your age, bro. Skeletor, damn. But all I'm saying is, and some niggas was complaining because it was too dark. The episode, they said it was too dark for niggas and shit, the last joint. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I fuck with it. I just wish that I saw a little bit more of the Night King. You know what I'm saying? I'm an action-packed nigga. I like seeing the shit at this alternate level.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying? But I also experienced some wild shit over the weekend too that I wanted to tell you about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you.
What's going on, man?
Let me ask you this. Am I wrong? I want to ask you, am I wrong? Okay. You tell me, am I wrong? I will defer to your wisdom on this. I'm in Mid-Atlantic, seafood joint. Me and my girl, right? So me and my fiance, right? We in the joint. I ordered the food, right? You know what I'm saying? We number 254. You know what I'm saying? We sitting and we waiting for the food. So number could get called. We walk up to the joint to get the food, right? So as the dude's putting this brother, he putting our food in the bag. Me and Shorty, we talking, right? Ain't seem like a harmless story so far, right?
So far, so good.
You know what I'm saying? So as I'm talking to my youngin, you know what I'm saying? Dude, out the blue, I hear, nice chain. So I said, when I heard that shit, it hit the right ear, right? Because I was looking at my girl, was talking, and I heard this nigga from the right side of my ear say, nice chain. So I said, what? Nigga, I turned around, I looked at the nigga looking at my girl's chain, and he's complimenting my girl's chain, right? So immediately, you know what I'm saying? I said, what? Nigga, what you say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I was saying, so my girl grabbed my fiance, she grabbed my hand, like, no, babe, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But when I told my homie, they acting like I'm tripping. But see, what I'm trying to tell you though is that niggas be violating, bro. Niggas be violating. Now tell me, Hunter, is that not a clear violation?
Nah, you can't talk to my woman through me. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, clear violation, bro. I was about to smush this nigga face all in salmon cakes, nigga. I was about to hop over the counter on the nigga on some small shit. It ain't that big, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
but it's just nigga, shut your bitch ass up over there, nigga.
Right.
Dude, take my motherfucking order, nigga. Put that biscuit in that motherfucking bag, nigga.
That's the dude that worked there that said that shit?
Nigga.
I'm thinking there's somebody behind you in line.
Nah, nigga, it would have been some furniture moving in that motherfucker. The nigga caught a mean break because he was behind the counter. You know what I'm saying? But my thing, because I ain't gonna, nigga.
So the BAM is the dude serving you.
Yeah, the dude bagging his shit up. You know what I'm saying? Bag boy. He ain't even serving niggas he just bagging the food up. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga he wanted to be cute though. He wanted to make sure that little moment was his time to shine. He wanted nice chain. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you, if it was 5 years ago, and the only reason why I'm laughing at it, right, is because I'm understanding that this shit only happening to a nigga because I'm on some positive shit now, right? Because niggas be trying to bring that other side back out of me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the universe is. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to put all my motherfucking size 11 and a half shoot all up in this nigga ass. Straight up, I wanted to beat this nigga ass. And niggas was acting like I was crazy. Like I'm on some toxic shit. You feel me?
So my man just said he complimented her. But I mean, which is true in a sense, but it's a certain way that you have to go about complimenting a man's woman in his presence. And it's an extremely delicate and tricky, slippery slope to deal with.
Yeah.
If you in your mind thinking about complimenting a man's woman in front of him, first of all, you got to address him.
Facts.
First of all.
Facts.
You know, especially if you know, in that situation, he should have probably gauged that y'all were together. So I don't even really see the desire to compliment her chain in your presence anyway.
Nah.
I don't get that one. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I wouldn't do that. But if you could figure out a creative way to respectfully do it, you know.
Nigga, and to be real, nigga, I looked at the damn chain my damn self. Ain't a damn thing nice about that damn chain. That nigga goddamn lying. He was trying to be cute, nigga. Yeah. So when I had to look at the chain my damn self. I was like, nigga, that chain ain't shit. Nigga, I beat your bitch ass, nigga. So I said, bro, let me chill. You know what I'm saying? Let me chill. Cause I'm trying to keep it positive. I ain't trying to get rough with my girl up, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already told y'all, you know what I'm saying? We expecting, so I ain't trying to ruffle the feathers up. I want the baby to be all right, you know what I'm saying?
Be a little defensive right now. You know, you're navigating into a new space as a man.
I could be, you know what I'm saying? I could be.
There's nothing wrong with that. That means your instincts are still sharp. You know, you're aware, you're in tune out here.
Oh yeah,
you're in protective mode.
You're
in the daddy mode.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah, okay.
That's all. That's good. That's
Thank
good
you,
shit.
huh?
That's
you know what I'm
good
saying?
shit.
Because niggas try to act like I was on some toxic shit, and I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just trying to defend what's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck what you heard. You know what I mean? But then not to mention, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting wild. So this is what I learned about social media, bro.
Oh man, social media.
This is what I learned about social media. This is the fucked up part. Is that just like you can access anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can access you too, my nigga. And that shit right there.
This is the space that we in.
Yeah, that shit right there sometimes can catch you off guard with the people that reach out to you on some bullshit sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
like who?
Well, nigga, let's just say I'm gonna keep this motherfucking person's name anonymous because I don't want to get this motherfucker no more light. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is the motherfucker who know who you are, you know what I'm saying, gonna reach out to me through social media. I don't even talk to this person at all. You feel me? But this person wanna reach out to me and try to communicate with me through a meme, right? You know what I'm saying? Didn't even say nothing, but just sent the meme to me, right?
We in that day and age now.
You know what I'm saying?
Communication is fucked up.
It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up, bro.
It's wild out here.
So
wild.
So the meme said some wild shit, and the meme had like a derogatory name in it, right? So I'm gonna tell you like this: if I don't talk to you at all, you know what I'm saying, then you send me a meme, and the meme got a derogatory name on it. I'm going to take it like you talking shit about me. You know what I'm saying? So I did the reactionary thing, which isn't the bright thing. So I went smack back at the person like, nigga, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to smoke?
Sounds like more of the old joke.
Yeah, hey, bro, they've been bringing it out of me this weekend.
It's food, it's memes.
Bro, they've been bringing it out of me this weekend, bro.
This is the overprotective fatherly thing kicking in. That's what I'm thinking.
It's a nigga being positive, and the universe is like, let's test this nigga. So I'm like, yo, what's up? So of course, because I went off the deep end with the what's up, the person want to act like, you know what I'm saying, I'm the crazy guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking things, they didn't mean it like that. I'm taking things the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? But so the shit even got escalated to a certain degree where motherfucker had called my phone up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the same person that contacted me through the social media got my number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then I get a phone call from somebody in that person's camp. You know what I'm saying? All emotional because I don't fuck with them no more. See, all this is really about is because I don't fuck with these people no more. So they on my phone, my voicemail, all emotional, talking about they so emotional, they about to pull up on me. They don't even know where I stay, but they want to pull up on me because I ain't talking to them no more.
Pulling up, huh?
Yeah, I ain't talking to them no more, and they want to know why. You know what I'm saying? But they use the word "I'ma pull up on you." So, you know what I'm saying? When I heard
New
that.
cliche.
Yeah. When I heard that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Yours truly acted.
My man says you need a gym membership on God.
Yeah.
French, you funny as shit.
Dog, I'm gonna tell you right now. So, you know what I mean?
Overprotective, man.
Nah.
Baby coming. Go ahead.
So, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I jump off the deep end. When I got the phone call, I didn't answer it because it was an alias number. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a voicemail that was left, and the voicemail was it was emotional, but it was disrespectful too. When I heard the word "pull up," you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I heard the word "pull up," what I immediately did was I called that motherfucking number right back, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't really been mad until you call a number back 63 times in an hour and a half.
Who did that? Yeah, he needs a gym membership, bro.
I did that,
He needs a gym
nigga.
membership. We need
I
a new
did
hobby.
that, nigga.
We need some books for you to read. We
did
some
that, nigga.
teaching. You got some teaching coming up because you got a kid on the way.
I
you
did
have
that,
no
nigga.
time for this bullshit.
Bruh, I wanted smoke.
You were like a villain in like a PG-13 movie with like, come on, man.
Nah, bruh. Look. You called my number. I'm chilling watching Game of Thrones.
63 times.
63 times. The phone never. The Bama never left the phone on. After I left after I heard the message, you know what I'm saying. The Bama must have cut the phone off. You know what I'm saying? Cause I called 63 times. Motherfucker at the phone never cut back on. You know what I'm saying? And I left one message. You know what I'm saying? One message I left. And I ain't gonna lie. I said, smoke. Smoke. I want smoke. That's all I said. And I hung the phone up.
You need to go start buying bassinets and fucking bibs and onesies and shit, man. You got to get focused out here.
Bruh. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying?
Smoke.
Bruh. When you black out, when you reach that level, like, oh no, I'm about to knock a nigga the fuck out now. So, you know what I'm saying? The moral of the story is,
okay,
you can't get caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? By the toxicity of all the shit that we engage in.
It's ingrained in our lives, man.
It's everywhere, bro. It's in our families. It's in social media. It's in our jobs. It's in our relationship. It's in our business. Dog.
Friendships.
Niggas is sick, bro.
Right.
Niggas is sick.
I think toxicity is something we've been talking about it, for a couple of weeks now. You know what I'm saying? Based on, really, it kind of happened. I know it triggered for me when, during the Nipsey, when he died that weekend, it was just so happened for whatever reason I was naturally going through toxic situations, with friendships and with homies and from my lifestyle with the women I deal with. So it was kind of weird that all of it kind of happened at the same time, even musically. You know what I'm saying? Niggas had some conflict in the studio and shit, and it made me realize that toxicity is something that you kind of can't escape in a sense. Like it's always there and present for it to be there. I think for us as black people, so you have to really understand how to protect your peace.
Yeah.
Protect your peace of mind, protect your spirit, really understand what toxicity is to you.
Yeah.
And that's something that people got to understand. It's going to be certain things that are general where, it's toxic behavior. But there's certain things like, specific towards your trajectory in life, what you're doing, what you're working on, what your focus is, what your goals are. There's going to be certain things that are toxic to you getting to where you want to be. And that's stuff that we got to recognize and realize.
But let me tell you, my nigga, on everything, see, my training, when you tell a nigga like me to protect something, I'm going to protect that motherfucker. I'm going to protect that shit by force. You know what I'm saying? So even my peace, I'm willing to use force to protect my peace. You know what I'm saying? And
If necessary, right?
Yeah, but see, that's been my number one option to protect my peace is to use force. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm realizing that that's kind of counterproductive. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So what I'm learning now is going to be my number one weapon of choice now to protect my peace is I'm gonna start using my humor to fight off this negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna start using my humor to laugh at the fuck shit I see instead of letting this shit. Cause a lot of time I be thinking the shit not affecting me, but it do be affecting me though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm giving that shit one centimeter of attention, it's affecting me.
You know, and this is the funny thing about toxicity as a topic, right? As we continue to talk about it, I continue to recognize things. And it's like, say what you just said again. Like how things, say that again. You said something about things affecting you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I be thinking that things ain't affecting me and shit, right? Or like I'm in control of some shit. But if I'm thinking about it, or if I'm wasting any type of energy on getting angry about it, it's affecting me. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. But isn't, and I want to stop you right there. Isn't not recognizing how things are affecting you in a toxic way, isn't that toxic?
I don't know, man. Is it toxic or is it just niggas being oblivious?
But can the oblivious state of you not recognizing how something negatively affects you put you in some type of accountability, culpability standpoint with toxicity coming into your life?
Yeah, but do most people even
It's a rhetorical question. That's why I'm presenting it that way.
And let me ask you this.
You made me think of that.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever been toxic before in your life, or just everybody around you been toxic?
There's no way possible that I haven't been toxic to other people.
Okay, all right, me too.
And that's just not even from them necessarily telling me that, but even from me recognizing it in my own situations and behavior and really understanding where I'm at. I've thought about that shit, especially in romantic relationships with women. It's like, damn, maybe that's why Slim stopped talking to me, or maybe why this didn't go to this extent or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially now in hindsight, because I reflect like I don't know what. You know what I'm saying?
Right. True.
So I think about shit like that now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think about it from a standpoint of being insecure about it. I think about it more from learning. You know what I'm saying? Like me really trying to gain a better perspective in life.
Yeah. Now I know I've been toxic, my nigga, because I've been, when you try, as a black person, when you trying to cope with things, you know what I'm saying? You already are toxic. So you're trying to cope with something and you're putting more toxic shit on top of toxic
That's
shit.
what I'm talking about. Like when you're in that environment that kind of cultivates.
Yeah, in fact. So I know I've been toxic, but now in my adulthood, bro, and not even just now, but for a while, nigga, especially in relationships, bro, I've always been type of nigga, if I see myself bringing somebody down, I get the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to tell me that I'm bad for you. I can see this shit from my own eyes and leave. But thankfully, I have never been that type of nigga that my energy have waned on somebody, maybe family members.
Well, see, I think that's interesting that you say that, because the ability to recognize that differs based on the types of relationships that you're encountering, whether it's family, friends, romantic, homeboy, work, business, you know what I'm saying, creatively, you know what I'm saying. We've dealt with the same shit on Krown360, you know what I'm saying, like even musically, you know what I'm saying, like it doesn't change in a sense, but then it does. It's kind of like the toxicity you might deal with from a romantic relationship can be the same as it might be from a family member relationship. It just might manifest itself differently. And I think that's what trips people up in regards to recognizing it. Because titles matter so much to us. You know what I'm saying? True. So if somebody is your husband, wife, fiance, girlfriend, boyfriend, lover, that title helps dictate their behavior to you and your interpretation of it. Just like aunt, brother, father, mother, grandmother, sister, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel what you're saying.
And I think that's what throws people off. People allow titles to trump toxic behavior.
Right. No bullshit.
Until it's maybe too late sometimes.
Nah, but like I say, we all gotta learn, man. We all gotta learn. But I tell anybody, bro, if you in any toxic situation, man, you get the fuck out, bro. Get the fuck. And if you the toxic person, man, get some help for yourself, man. Seek help for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think
understanding what is toxic for you is the question. That's the rhetorical question people gotta ask themselves. What's toxic for you? What hinders you growing as an individual? You reaching your potential. You get into that end result. You get into the end game that you're working towards. Your place of peace and mind and spirit and body. All of that.
I think
all of that
say,
shit got to be protected, man.
For me, it's the energy sucking. Cause
my man just said that. Like the energy. Like, energy doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, dog.
It just moves to flow.
It's people, and what I'm learning, bro, and it's crazy. And like what I'm learning now is the more you double up on your energy, the more the blessings you get, but also the more parasites that try to come. The more wolves and sheep clothing that come. You know what I'm saying? And they be trying to get whatever they can get off of you, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if they can get just negativity from you, they accept that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I wasn't going to say the person's name, because sometimes I'll say a motherfucking name thinking I don't give a fuck, but that be the main thing that person
just
be wanting.
Open the door.
Just say my name.
Open the door.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's why it's a good thing for us to speak specifically about our lives and our situations that we going through, but not naming people so that they don't get the credit in a sense of kind of building off of our steam.
Right.
Because that feeds into how they can be toxic to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's what we got to recognize.
Nigga, I had a family member. I had somebody told me. I said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? My woman about to have my baby and shit, right? Motherfucker asked me, is that a good thing? Facts, nigga. Like, I was like, damn, that's how you feel? You know what I'm saying? And then they was like, they just changed the subject. You know what I'm saying? But
after they read your body language and gauged the disrespect that they presented to you.
Yeah. They just changed the subject. But that's what I'm saying. Like certain people,
man.
You think certain things are accidental. Things don't be really accidental, bro. It be things people present. They see it. Oh man, it's just something inside them.
It's funny. Humans are extremely funny when they get comfortable.
Yeah.
When people get comfortable.
Yeah.
They let their guard down.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of, what they receiving, but what they present and project and put out there.
That's why I used to always hate when my weed mans get all comfortable, bro. I'd be like, bro, listen, let me just do the transaction and let me go, nigga. I don't need to know about your kids and shit and your problems, my nigga. Like, nah, let me get the 2 for 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas used to always be like, oh, nah, hey, man, come on in the crib, Joe. Nah, nigga, I don't want to be your friend, nigga. Like, I just want to buy the tree, bro. But you just reminded me of that. But go ahead, my nigga, because you right. You right on some real shit.
Like, think about that. Like, like the saying goes, you teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand that within the concept of toxicity. Hold on for a second. I got to sneeze. Hold on. It's coming. But it's something that's important to recognize, because if you don't pay attention to it, it's nobody else's responsibility to protect you more than you.
Is holding grudges toxic?
It can be. And we see, I think holding grudges actually is always toxic, because you got to hold it versus addressing it.
But is holding grudges really you holding some, or is it just always reactivated when you see somebody?
That's the part about maintaining the energy. See, like the saying goes, the new cliche is, keep that same energy. It's hard for people to keep the same energy because it never stays the same. It's just like emotions. It fluctuates, it changes, it moves. As far as an individual, you know what I'm saying? You're not always in the same space and state of mind and stuff like that.
But certain violations make it easy for you to hold that energy.
But think about it. Like, that's why beefing is dangerous on the street level, because you have to keep that energy with you all the time.
Yeah.
So everywhere you go, you got that mindset of beefing, that concept of beefing. So you can end up getting in a situation with somebody you're not beefing with just because you got the energy of attracting it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's tricky like that. So you have to really gauge what's worth what.
Yeah, true. Nah, you right.
And what comes from, the end result of what you do.
Nigga, I remember I held a grudge for about 20-something years against this nigga, bruh. It was crazy. It was a nigga from middle school, my nigga. That I got suspended 3 times in middle school, right? So they told me.
Hold up. Oh man, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Ooh, that's deep. Woo! That's deep. Damn, bro.
Woo!
Who said that? Say the nigga
Wakanda's finest.
Yeah,
My goodness.
that's deep. Damn, that was.
Hold on, I'm gonna say that again. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
That's profound. That's profound as shit. I'm a, like what I was saying, I held this grudge against this nigga because I got suspended 3 times at school, and they told me if I get suspended one more time, I was gonna get expelled. So just so happened I wanted to knock this nigga motherfucking teeth out in the school, but I didn't want to get expelled because I knew I was gonna get in trouble, right? So I had to let this nigga live, right? So I wanted to whoop this nigga ass for years off this one violation this nigga did. So even when I got out of school, I'm talking about graduated school and everything. When I used to see this nigga, I would see this nigga in passing all the time. Like, I would be driving, and I see that nigga standing somewhere. I was like, dawg, this is my time right now. I would knock this nigga the fuck out. But then, but never really seen him in a place where we was, like, in a close setting, right? Just so happened, nigga, at a job interview one day, and I'm in orientation. Who the fuck walks in the door? Junebug. Oh, yeah. Junebug, shout out to you, Junebug. We cool now, but nigga, when that nigga walked in the door, I was like, oh, fuck this job. I was about to do this shit for the culture, nigga. But I was like, me and this nigga looked at me, I looked at him, and we kind of gave each other a nod, like, it's cool, dog. We cool.
But think about that, like, from a
saying?
toxic standpoint. Like, if let's say you got, a wife and kids and a family and shit, like, the pride that comes with certain toxic behavior, like holding that type of grudge, potentially, or it actually did affect income earning.
Right, could have, yeah.
Could have,
Squash
you know what I'm
and
saying?
shit,
It could
yeah.
have affected, earning income, which, it in turn could affect how you work on your music, how you provide for yourself, how you build different things.
But not even that. Not to mention, once I motherfucking squashed the shit with Junebug was a cool motherfucker. Dang, Junebug was alright. That nigga was cool. Might even have him on the show one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga was alright with me.
And that's why it's like, instead of holding a grudge, address the issue to see if you gauge the temperature.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oftentimes, beef is like perceived, perception of the other person. It's like, this is what I think. I'm going to act on how I think they think.
Right.
Like, they could be on something like, man, fuck this shit, ain't no big deal to me. We could squash it, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It's a disagreement. There's some type of middle ground there that we can discuss. But you can assume something, blow a nigga head off and be like, just act off of how you feel and think that he might think about you or what he might do, to you. It's tricky, though. Now,
granted, even though I was just talking about stomping a hole in the nigga head in Mid-Atlantic, right? Even though that, I do feel like one toxic thing about brothers that's getting old is I think niggas desire to really hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, cause when I saw the video with Jay-Z performing and he brought Cameron out, and
Let's
nigga,
talk about that for a quick second.
bruh, I was like, when I saw that, I was proud. I was really proud because them niggas was known, especially if you was around in that era, you knew them niggas ain't get along. You know what I'm saying? So to see them niggas at this age, you know what I'm saying, go out on a big note like that, you know what I'm saying, and represent not only the hip hop culture but black culture too. I thought that was very
No, I think that's going to be a real low key moment now, but in the history, the grander scheme of hip hop, that kind of speaks towards so much positivity with the Rockefeller legacy, with Jay and Dame and everybody built Dipset, all of that, because nobody ain't see that coming.
Nah.
And to think of what could come from it. Jim been working with Jay lately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, over the past couple of years with Rock Nation and shit like that. So
he probably middleman that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about grudges and toxicity, that's a perfect segue to it, because think about what was taken away from hip hop culture with
them beefing like that.
with Jay and Cam not being on the same page,
Right.
especially within a city where you see how like New York always had a stronghold on hip hop for a minute.
Yeah.
And really, if you think of when New York potentially lost it, had something to do with that divide because they was winning. Dipset as a brand is still strong, but they were stronger early 2000s.
Yeah.
No different than Rockefeller. Can you imagine if they kept that going, and instead of, like when Cam got that position with, when Jay kind of, went off and it was doing him, and Dame appointed Cam to the position and didn't let Jay know and all that shit, and how the state prop shit broke up, all of that, and not state prop, but the Dipset, and then the state prop shit broke up and all of that. Like, what if that didn't happen?
Right.
So what if it just didn't happen? So to not go too deep and digress into that, when it comes to black men and toxicity, like we see the term often these days.
What, toxic masculinity?
Toxic masculinity.
What is that, bro? What is that? Like,
what is toxic masculinity? You know what I'm saying? Like now, the narratives are so widespread these days. Somebody would say toxic masculinity is not supporting homosexuality without understanding that a person can have a stance against something. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I don't have to support something just because that's the lifestyle you want to live. That doesn't mean I'm being toxic. For example,
okay,
it could be in different ways. It could, I know I've heard it from, to use like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union with their son, being a part of the LGBTQ. Mm-hmm. I've heard women say that it's toxic for black men to not support a child that makes that decision. I've heard that literally in conversation.
That's retarded because now the question is, now do I have to define masculinity to you motherfuckers? God damn.
Well, it seems like that's a narrative that's changing too.
Which
could be toxic as a motherfucker, because how can there not be lines drawn in the sand when it comes to what masculinity is? Mm-hmm. It clearly has a certain purpose, just like femininity has. That's how we all hear.
But okay, let me ask you this: what's toxic femininity?
That's another term.
No, I haven't heard that term. Nigga.
I have though.
Okay, what is it then? Let's talk about it.
It could be a woman not being a feminist.
A woman not being a feminist?
A woman not being a feminist.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you some.
It's different ways to look at it. It's different ways to spin it.
Let Uncle Joe tell you what toxic femininity
Dash was good, homeboy.
Toxic femininity is when a bitch call you up, and trying to get you to motherfucking trying to get you to whoop another nigga ass for, right? Mm-hmm. And you do it, or you do it accidentally kill a nigga and gotta go to jail behind the bitch.
See, this is why stepping into domestic situations has been toxic, because you can potentially die, you can potentially go to jail.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying the fact that you know how many women called niggas to handle their beef, and then the beef was handled a little bit too well, and then women be like, I didn't ask you to do that. And now now a nigga dead, another nigga in jail because you made a phone call, but you ain't mean for none of the other shit to happen. Mm-hmm. That's toxic femininity. I'm gonna tell you another thing that's toxic femininity. These bitches twerking in Walmart. They gotta stop this shit, man. Little kids is trying to motherfucking get cereal and shit. They trying to get the goddamn Cocoa Puffs. Bitches out there, ass cheeks out there twerking. That ain't right, man.
Hey, yeah, did you see the jump where the young boys are smoking weed in Walmart?
What's wrong with these niggas, man? What's wrong with these? Like, it was funny. What make you want to do that shit?
Toxicity has so many different ranges. Social media is toxic.
Nigga, it is, bro.
Social media is a cesspool, man. It's fucking our lives up, man, and people don't realize it.
It is.
If you don't have control over it, then you really can succumb to the algorithms, getting tricked by likes, comments, shares. We talk about this, man.
I'm gonna tell you how toxic social media is. Motherfuckers is right. It's a motherfucker right now, that's watching this show that don't fuck with Joe or Hunter, but they watching it. Mm-hmm. They watching it, nigga, through social media.
Stop being toxic. Just like us or leave us the fuck alone.
Dog.
It's real simple,
bruh. But
simple, man.
Motherfuckers is nosy. They want to know what you doing.
Why? Lurking is a thing. Like, people will follow you to watch you, to gauge you, which is, I'm a slightly digress, because this is a problem with black people. We always looking at each other versus looking in the same direction. Everybody's watching what everybody else is doing, then want to gauge what they do, how they do, what they think, what they wear, how they look, how they perceive, how they present themselves on other people.
Yeah.
Versus just figuring out who they are and being them.
Yeah.
You want to open the door for all these outside opinions and perspectives, standards, constructs to govern and gauge what you do. Mm-hmm. Then you allow it to affect you, in any way that you do, and then you want to point the finger of blame at those same things, though.
Well, yeah, but black people wasn't bred. we weren't breeding leaders by the generations. Like we was looking for leaders every
It's
generation.
actually been the opposite, right?
Yeah, so motherfuckers was training themselves subconsciously to be followers. You know what I'm saying? So now that's what you got now, a nation of followers. That's why niggas out here trying to get followers and trying to follow motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It's all
subconsciously.
It's all a mental hustle, bro. Like, but I'm gonna tell you something that I saw that what I thought was sick. It made me it invoked some emotion out of the nigga. That's why I'm talking about the shit. The nigga, I was listening to the audio with Tyreek Hill. The nigga that was that.
I ain't listened to it, bro. I read it. I read the transcript,
Bruh.
I ain't hear it, but it. Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Bro, the nigga, you know what I'm saying? The nigga was talking to his baby mother, and long story short, the nigga was, I guess they had beat some case about his son breaking his arm, him breaking his son's arm, right? So
in Kansas City, Missouri, right?
Yeah. So he was beating the case, but they was together talking, and his baby mother was recording him the whole time, right? So she was talking to the nigga like saying like, you know, why is our son saying that you broke his arm and this and that? And he's saying, I ain't do this and that. But it was just the way he was talking, bro. He kept calling her bro. And then he was talking about how he's teaching his son respect, how he open, like, and she said, well, he's afraid of you when he walks in the room, when you walk in the room, he's afraid. And she's talking about, she said when he cries, you make him open his arms up and you hit him in the chest.
Yeah.
Dog, and it's a little kid, bro. And this nigga was talking about, this is how you gotta teach him. This is how you gotta teach a young black man. You don't understand this and that. And I was like, you know, this nigga is a sucker. This nigga is a purebred sucker. And one thing that I'm learning though, let's talk about toxic. Beating children. Niggas beating children is toxicity at its finest. Listen. The reason why niggas beat their kids is because niggas don't search for other alternatives to do other things.
Disciplinary methods.
They follow traditionary bullshit and think because it worked for you, it's going to work for the next. But for real, it didn't work for you either, because the problem is you look forward to whooping a kid's ass, and that's the truth.
Hold on. You just made a new word. Traditionary. It's a Krown360 word. Traditionary.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But motherfucker,
add that to the lexicon, people.
Niggas be over this joint taking out their frustrations because they ain't got a job. Frustrations because they bosses picking on them, or they can't get no pussy, and now all of a sudden little Junior is spilled the juice on the floor. Now all of a sudden you want to whoop this nigga ass for 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Like, niggas gotta get off that whooping your kid. Now I ain't gonna say in absolute like some.
No, I'm with you. I'm glad you kind of prefaced it.
Some instances might warrant an extreme version of discipline. Okay, but the thing about it is, if a kid being a kid, bro, I see niggas be jumping at the. They can't wait to be the kid. Motherfucker, the kid don't even be here. Niggas be talking about, man, if that motherfucker he act up, I'm gonna spank that motherfucker. Nigga, he ain't even here yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that spanking shit come from slavery. That's the point.
It does, though. And
I think, slavery.
You know, it was good how you kind of led into that, because people don't really understand how there's transgenerational behavior. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to me, but it's something I've learned, you know, over the years, and especially when it comes to transgenerational behavior. More specifically, I've learned in the past couple years that we don't understand how things have come down generation to generation. Like we don't have a wide scope of it. Mm-hmm. We can look at, you know, us being 80s babies, and then, you know, our parents being baby boomers or something like that, and then maybe our grandparents being born in, like, you know, some prohibition era type shit, or, you know, in the 30s or something. Mm-hmm. But we act like the 1800s don't affect now. 1700s don't affect now, based on the behaviors that we've had to endure as a people.
Right.
And when you think about, like, you know, thought process conditioning and behavior conditioning and emotional conditioning, stuff like that, we kind of can't see how sex farms in the 1700s affects sexual behavior now, or how rape culture started, you know, in America 400 years ago, but we still dealing with it now. It's kind of like people don't have the scope to navigate that. They don't have the, you know, the mental compass to navigate it, and it's scary, and it's definitely toxic, because we're dealing with the same shit just manifested in the future. Yeah,
we are.
It's crazy.
And the thing about it is, when I heard that nigga talking, I didn't hear no man at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I heard a coward. You know what I'm saying? I heard a nigga being
Reading that shit was wild, Slim.
But
that shit was crazy.
Then
man.
he told his girl, what solidified that he was a coward, though, is he told his girl, you should be afraid of me, too.
Right. And so it's like,
Said,
and
oh,
then,
this nigga's
and then
a
you're reckless
full-fledged
enough
bitch.
to be doing this in public. This is a conversation you had in public.
Yeah.
With like you confident about what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's validating you in a certain way.
Yeah, bro.
So it shows you where like the dysfunction and disconnect. We talk about this shit often when we talking about the black household. Like, what you think that little boy is gonna grow up and do, man? If this is what he coming up under.
Yeah, no bullshit.
But the question is, what did Tyreek Hill come up under?
Oh yeah. He said that's what he came up under. You know what I'm saying? He definitely did.
Behavior.
He definitely
It's
did.
all learned behavior.
And the thing about it, his dumb ass was saying, he said it's something about, he told it in the same audio clip, he said something about, I swear I think you be trying to just be trying to get some money out this situation, this and that. I don't know if she trying to get some money off the situation, but she damn should have recorded that dumb ass nigga, and somehow that audio got leaked. So I don't know if she a part of it, but I know he about to lose some money behind the situation.
Oh he
And another situation, I'm starting to see a lot. See, and I'm glad that you brought up this topic though about toxicity, because this shit is embedded in everything that we do, and it's to the point that us as black people, we got to really start being self-aware, self-accountable, because even things that we do to make ourselves feel good, or even things that we do for little laughs here and there, can come off come from a toxic place, and we not really understand it because sometimes we move on autopilot. And motherfucking Bobby Brown caught offense to this meme that Chris Rock had shared that had Whitney Houston on the joint, and it said something about like waiting to when you in a hurry or in a rush. And Whitney Houston was looking like she was fed up with some shit. Then this nigga Chris Rock's caption was, "Yeah, in a rush to go smoke crack." It was some shit like that, right? So Bobby Brown wrote the nigga and was like, you know what I'm saying, in this climate, dog, like, what the fuck is you doing, dog? Like, this ain't cool, you know what I'm saying? And when I read the shit, I was like, yeah, nigga, like, Chris Rock, of your caliber, your caliber of comedian, this is a cheap lad. This, I mean, you might not have meant nothing, but this is so cheap, this gotta be beneath you, bro. Like, this, I would think, a nigga that's established what you established as a comedian, that cheap joke about Whitney Houston, come on, man, retire that shit, bro. Retire that shit, my nigga.
I can understand how somebody could see that. I mean, that's one of the loopholes of being a comedian, is that nothing is off limits, nothing's, or you know, there's no topic or subject that isn't funny or can't be made into being funny. It's tricky. It's a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock could be drinking just like I am right now. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have been. It's very likely that there was no malice behind that.
Nah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side of the spectrum, you got Bobby. He's always gonna feel a certain way about when Whitney being brought up.
Right.
Like for example, right? Like I don't want to. You had another point to make about that, because I see another transition, right?
No, go ahead.
So. I was talking to Pac, right? We've been talking about the Bun B shit. When Bun B, you know, like his wife answered the door. They basically, you know, somebody tried to break in the house, rob him, and you know they had to shoot. I think they shot Cuz maybe once, maybe.
Yeah, they ain't kill him.
They ain't kill him, but he's locked up. So when we talking about certain toxic behaviors, right? You know, Bun, and you know, shout out to Bun, like you know, my sentiments aren't necessarily going to be in agreement with, you know, what I heard Bun saying on the Breakfast Club, but I think it needs to be shared, though.
Good.
So it's interesting to me because when that news first came out, it was wild as shit, because it's like, damn, you know, we dealing with tragedy from people that are a part of the hip-hop community. You know, Nipsey's, you know, death is going to impact us for a while. But to hear that Bun B just had to fight for his life and his family life, it's like, come on, man. This is a bit much.
Yeah.
But it's life, though.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It dictates to us. So, in my mind, you know, I was having this conversation with Pac, like, if your woman opens the door without checking to see who it is on the other side, without screening it, without looking out a window or peephole, anything like that, and somebody comes into the house where they could have killed her, potentially killed you, like, what we heard when Bun B and his wife was on the Breakfast Club, it didn't coincide with the negligence that his wife displayed by opening that door without checking first about what was on the other side.
Oh, yeah. So what you saying, that was toxic?
Well, let's gauge toxicity, right?
Okay.
Like, think about, like, and I'm using that scenario. You take them out of it. It could be anybody in it. Like, when we talking, it's like, damn, dog, like, Slim, if my girl opens the door, I don't give a fuck what the situation is. If you open the door without checking what's on the other side and somebody comes in and could potentially kill both of us, our kids, rob us blind, all of that shit, what was the reason you opened the door without checking?
She said,
for a fashion overdress?
Oh, man.
Like, that's what I was telling Pac. Like, the thought of dying over a fashion overdress.
Now, that's toxic.
That's toxic as a motherfucker, Slim. I don't care what nobody says. There's some misguidedness
That's
there.
toxic. I was trying to find out where you was going with that, but you're right. You slam dunk that. If you trying to kill us, you about to get us killed over a fucking fashion overdress. Bitch, you are toxic for real.
Or it could have been somebody delivering a Rolex. Whatever the fuck it was.
That made you drop your guard.
What made you drop your guard and you don't follow protocol? Because in the interview that Bun B and his wife did on the Breakfast Club, they clearly said,
she don't never open the door.
She don't never open the door. The rule is for Bun to open the door.
Yeah.
So what was the reason for you to break code and break protocol?
Because she was expecting a package in the mail.
And
what she felt trumped the law that was placed in the home.
And I'm talking to my guy, and I'm like, Slim, like, that's grounds for divorce.
Yeah. That was funny when you say that. But you helped me realize that whole story when he was talking about how his woman was fighting the guy because she knew that if she would have died, Bun would have avenged her and all that bullshit. That was good, Bun, for the radio, my nigga. That was a good Avengers script, nigga. But real talk, she was scuffling because she knew she fucked up by opening that goddamn door. That's why her ass was scuffling.
Like, oh shit,
she fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she was trying to do.
Like, think about it. Like, if somebody comes to your door and knock on your door and they masked,
dog.
The easy up is this nigga think it's sweet. Like, you could have went and got the straps and then you could have greeted him accordingly.
Yeah. Or shot through the door.
Based on what you saw. Mm-hmm. What makes you just go to man. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I told my younger a while back. Dog.
So when I tried to, hopefully I made a good analogy, people, from a toxicity standpoint, it has layers and levels to it. Mm-hmm. Even from a standpoint of protection, a man being in a protector role and things of that nature. Bun wasn't in a position to protect right there. He was in a reactionary position.
Right.
So it can't be that the man is the protector, the leader of the household. If teamwork make the motherfucking dream work.
Yeah.
If we together, we both got to be on accord, on the same page.
Follow the law, bitch.
And whatever we establish and set to benefit us and our greater good, we got to follow that shit.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Follow the law. I told my youngin' a while back, don't ever answer the door. I don't give a fuck who it is. I answer the door, nigga. Even if I knock on the door, I should have my key. You know what I'm saying? You call me, make sure, it's me. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust nothing. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the world we live in, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the world we live in. Shit is so toxic, you can't trust shit. The other day, motherfucker came and asked me about some directions. But the whole time he was asking me, right? I'm looking at the nigga like I'm sizing nigga up, like I'm sizing up how close he coming up to me. I'm sizing up where his eyes shifting because it's nothing that I'm not gonna gauge and say that it's not tainted in some way. Everything that in this society we live in, 99.9% of the shit that we engage in, it's a level of toxicity involved in it.
And I think that's the part that this episode, hopefully it resonates with people in a certain way that we really got to address, our interactions, man, and our mindsets and our energies and our spirits because we really dealing with each other in fucked up ways.
I'm going to tell you how I'm challenging my toxicity. When I'm watching Avengers, right, it's a scene at the end of the movie. Y'all probably seen this shit. It's a scene at the end of the movie.
I ain't see it.
Well, nigga, you supposed to, so check this out. You can bear the spoiler, nigga. So... all the women, it's like a scene where the niggas say Spider-Man, Captain Marvel comes to Spider-Man. He's like, oh man, she said, you got something for me, Peter Parker? And he's like, yeah. He gave her the fucking the gauntlet and shit. And he said, how are you gonna make it through all those people, right? And then a woman say, she's got help, and it's all the female superheroes come together. And I said, ew, that's disgusting. And then I said, oh, is that toxic? I said, you know what? Let me stop doing that. I gotta stop doing it. I gotta stop saying ew every time they try to make, like every time you try to shine a light on a female superhero and shit. Like, and even though I know it be cheesy sometimes, just let it be, bro. Stop saying ew. I had to force myself to stop saying ew. That shit was so cheesy, bro. I was like, ugh. It's disgusting. You know, she's got help, and all the bitches come together and shit. It's like a woman empowerment shit. I'm like, nigga, I'm just trying to watch the Avengers, nigga. Right. I ain't trying to see no fucking woman's marching this motherfucker. They put
the feminist movement in that joint.
Yeah, nigga. Even Captain Marvel dressed like a fake ass Ellen DeGeneres, nigga. A super Marvel Ellen DeGeneres, nigga. She ain't fooling nobody, nigga. She a big, hey, Captain Marvel, just come out the closet, girl. I know what's up with you.
So we have such divisive, I might use the wrong term, like more of like dividing narratives these days. Like it almost seems like America's trying to develop confliction in all areas of life.
Yeah. To
kind of build on toxicity in a sense. Because it's hard to agree with certain stances because everything is on the far end of extreme. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's wild, you know what I'm saying? Like the way you see certain things, you know what I'm saying? Just like put into stuff.
Right. No, I got you.
It's wild to me.
It's the propaganda shit.
But then even it's almost like now it's weird. It's because like people, it's like if this has to be like the conspiracy theory like day and age. Like if you're a conspiracy theorist, you have all ammo to justify with the way you look at certain things.
No bullshit.
But then people want to be like, man, y'all reaching with the conspiracy theory shit. And it's like, well, I don't. Even with me, I don't associate with that as a title. But I'm like, nah, everything kind of these days you could question.
Yeah, facts.
You could kind of question just about everything.
So tell the people on the way out how you gonna defend yourself against toxicity, bro.
Man, you gotta learn how to recognize it, man.
Gotta recognize after you recognize what you do.
You gotta make a decision on how you're gonna remove it from your life.
Okay, all right. So you say
regardless.
Recognize and remove. That's what you're saying.
Recognize, remove, man. Then assess. Is peace protected? Is the end game? Is the end result being worked towards?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This shit is real, man.
Right. And I want to tell people that one thing you gotta understand is that you got a lot of different kind of people out here, but you got some people that are actually trying to destroy, and you got some people that are actually trying to destroy themselves, and they're willing to use you to do that dirty work for them because they ain't got the heart to take themselves out. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is both of them don't mean nothing good. So just understand that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes the ego, you gotta put the ego to sleep for the longevity of your life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta put an extra thought in the shit before you react, because it might save you a little bit of strife longer down the line, down the road. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So on that note, nigga, we see you next week.
Hold up. We got some Krown360 focus sessions coming up.
Yeah. Another focus session coming up.
AP Fresh next week, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
So look for the promo.
Yeah, the homie.
Then we working on another one the week following after that. It's going to be something different than what we've done with the first two. So, we got something working there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So just stay tuned, and we gonna keep hitting y'all with some real shit. And I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do a nigga podcast this Saturday, dog. Lil E Street Talk TV. I'm gonna come and be a special guest of that joint. So I'm gonna represent Krown360.
Absolutely.
There too. So like I said, we making moves, bro. And like I said, Godflow Joe, the mixtape is gonna be probably, I'm saying, about next week or a week after. You know what I'm saying? But either way, I'll let y'all know. So stay tuned. And on that note, adios.
Yes, sir. Gone.